And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. He's a comedian and actor, and America's #1 fuckboy is Jon Gabrus. And she's a comedian and actress and not a ghost who lives in the basement next to the furnace. She only plays one on TV. It's Betsy Sodaro. Chef Jeff is here to tell us his top 10 favorite ways to not have to buy Twitter against your will. I'm her husband Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little stuffed crust pizzas. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Raul Gaetan. Yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff. I just put up a particularly juicy, and I know I keep describing the bonus episodes as juicy because I've decided to up the juice, you guys. I've been sitting on a pile of old gossip, and I say, I'm just going to whittle away at it. I'm tired of sitting on it. Like Miss Muffet on her tuffet. And that is a current reference. I'm just going to, this story, look, I have COVID. I'll go into that. This story's going nowhere with my tuffets, but I'm just going to, you know when old people start giving away their money? I'm just going to be giving away my gossip on my Patreon. There's also a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. And you can see this video that you're listening to right now. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Patreon.
Subscribe for a year. Get 2 months for free. This is a banger of an episode. This is a slap that bops or a bop that slaps. I can feel it already. I'm very excited. I'd like to say hello to my guests. Welcome back, Betsy Sodaro, fan favorite. Hello.
Ooh, hello.
Thank
you for having me. I'm so sorry you have COVID.
Thank you. Yeah, I was the last one in my house. It looked like I was going to escape it because the tests were negative for a while. And I even woke up today because I felt shitty over the weekend despite testing negative. And then I woke up today like, oh my God, really, maybe I really am like a magical bionic woman because I feel great.
Yeah.
I felt okay. I feel kind of shitty now, but I felt better this morning.
Great. I feel like I have COVID.
Yeah. But, and then also joining us, a man whom I have been wanting to get on the show at the same time as Betsy because I know you guys are friends in real life. It is Jon Gabrus. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Hello.
I am IRLF with Betsy Sodaro. In real life friends. Yeah.
I know.
Friends in real life probably makes more sense. Furl.
Furl. Yeah, we're Furl.
You got there faster. Because I was trying to sound out what that would be. It's because you don't have
specialty. Reading
you don't have
fast.
Some people like that, you know. With all the things vying for our attention these days, you don't want to be stuck there for a long time.
No.
Fuck that. You got to cruise, baby.
That's right. You were joking that you were drinking her urine earlier.
That's correct. Well, I was saying that I was drinking her urine earlier. You were
laughing at it. We were just.
For your Patreon subscribers, Patreon. This is the video, so you know.
That's my pee.
This is Betsy's pee. As, 3 days, no water, solely the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
as requested. Thank you so much, Betsy.
You're welcome.
And then
you're welcome.
Now,
and it's so cool of me that I stole the Dr. Pepper joke that you said off camera, and then I used it myself there, right? That's cool.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
But
we're in this together, man.
We're furls, dog.
We're furls.
That's like a
dude.
furl thing to do.
Yeah, we're such furls.
Yeah,
so,
we're pretty good
furls. Night.
Furls gone wild, man. Show your titties.
Patreon.
Right. Patreon.
I have to be a little drunker too, or I have to be drunk to show mine. But
yeah.
Do you go on
oh, I know.
I was gonna make a furls trip joke, but I feel like the time has passed for that.
No, but I think saying the exact joke you would have said, but not in a joking way, is the cool way to do it. I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I have a question though, just to take us back.
Do it.
So, Betsy,
Yeah.
you didn't drink. I need to really drill down. You didn't drink water for 3 days, as per Gabrus's request, and then did you take your urine to Starbucks so that he could then order it, or like I just want to know how did it get in a Starbucks cup with a label?
This is you don't want single-use plastic. So if I get a Starbucks container, I hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then I go by Betsy's house. I'm like, you're like, has it been 72 hours of exclusively Dr. Pepper? And she's like, yes, get in here. And then she makes me hold the cup. That's like part of our
That's
stuff.
part of it. That's part of it. Sometimes I'm on roller skates. Sometimes just my
And I have to
feet.
catch her. So for me, my request is a glass of dehydrated urine once a month from Betsy. But for her request is you gotta come get it.
You gotta get it, whatever that might mean.
Wow, it sounds so messy, but thrilling.
But worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, delighted to have you both here. Also joining us is Jeff Fox. Hello.
Hi, Allison. You ready to get it started?
Take a ride on the train.
Yes,
An
let's do
oldie
it.
but goodie. There is a story behind that for Gabrus and Betsy. That is an old drop. It's so strange, but that was a big insult when I was in 4th grade. And it's one of those things where you know how certain things from 4th grade, like those clapping games, like Miss Sue from Alabama, somehow those were like memes before memes. Like I feel like all schools had those. There were slight variations. So I assumed perhaps Take a Ride on the Soul Train was an insult that was in a lot of schools, but I think that was very specific to my school. And I don't know why it was an insult, but if you wanted to tell someone to fuck off, it was take a ride on the soul, said as I said it in that drop, take a ride on the soul train. I don't know if there was like a racist component to it. I don't know what it was. It's this weirdest thing.
Whoa.
Did it just mean dance yourself out of here, maybe? Like you just wanted the person to be like,
Yeah.
Keep
I'm
on
doing a lot
trucking
of
until
it.
you're lost.
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh.
It really involved though, like, I mean, you'd ideally you'd pass out from how long you would hold the vowel sounds in soul.
Oh.
It was like almost a Mariah Carey, like so, like that was that. And also, did you guys have this one? Face.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No.
So Jeff, you did, because I grew
Oh,
up in
yeah.
Southern California and you were in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah,
was that
faced.
scratch your face off or was that facial?
No, it was like in your face.
Oh.
Like you've gotten a hand to your face. So,
I remember
madam.
like talk to the hand.
Yeah,
That was a
talk to
thing.
the hand.
But that I think I was pretty old by the time that was popping off.
Yeah.
I don't know about face. I mean, I'm old enough that if you called someone face, it was a compliment because of the show A-Team. So I don't.
Oh,
I don't
right.
really. I don't remember face. I don't think it hit New York in the 80s and 90s when I was a kid. Which
Face was like you got faced.
Whoa.
Oh,
you
shit.
got faced.
Rosen just got faced. Did you just hear the cafeteria? Yeah, I
You
mean,
told her
that's
to take a ride on the Soul Train. She got faced. The gesture was like scratching someone's face off, but then they'd also say facial. So I'm wondering if there was like a coming in someone's face thing before we knew what that meant.
Well, I was just about to say, she just got faced is like the title of like 40 porno videos. Like, not positive what it means, but I know it's definitely
It's
been used
something.
as a verb.
Right.
It's something
We
that
had-
guys like and girls don't.
I mean, according to those movies, some girls can't get enough.
I know. They might
According
be
to those
misleading.
movies.
So speaking of movies, we have a lot of stuff to get to because Gabrus, you're in a new show that I would love to hear. I'm just going to list. I'm
Yes.
a listy person. We need to hear about your new show.
Copy.
We need to catch up with Betsy and find out what she's been up to. I feel like maybe you've been have you been traveling?
A little bit, yes. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we need to hear about that and
Okay.
anything else. I need to tell my COVID saga.
Yeah.
And then also, I have a topic. Isn't that great to come into a podcast with a topic? And I realized it's kind of a just me or everyone. So let's start by hearing about this show, Gabrus, because I've been seeing you post about it on Instagram, and my curiosity is piqued.
Well, the show is called 101 Places to Party Before You Die, and it's me and one of my best friends, Adam Pally, comedian. You guys know him from Happy Endings and Mindy Project and Sonic. And we just have been traveling together for 15 years and partying together for that long, too, whether it be UCB Torco, each other's bachelor parties, adulthood male trips to Vegas, boys trips to Vegas, family trips to Vegas, wife trips to we always just do everything together.
You guys are furls.
We're furls. We are big time furls. Oh, yeah. And then I knew him IRL before I knew him on the internet, because before anyone had. But we just wanted to show people how we travel, which is really fun for us, which is, chasing experiences, chasing good food, chasing good booze, and making each other and anyone that comes in our path laugh, whether it's the server, the other people at the other table. We just want to do bits and shit. And there, not since really like Insomniac has there been a comedy travel show,
Right.
like where both goals exist. Like we were inspired by The Trip, and like anyone who works in Hollywood, we love unscripted travel shows. Bourdain, Fuck That's Delicious, Zimmern, Padma, Tucci. I love all
Drive-ins and dives.
Guy Fieri, my fucking a Saint Guy. Come on, your mouth to God's ears. Come on, Mr. Fieri. These are all like heroes of mine, and I've spent hours watching them. So, and to get to do a travel show. And honestly, it's just like, hey, should we just try pitching our dream job and see if that works? We've tried trying to guess what people want to watch before. What if we try to just what we would want to do? And then, oops, we accidentally got our dream job. Now, it still feels like they're going to take it away because it just is like, seems too good. You know what I mean? Like, and it premieres on the 14th. So it'll at least that'll happen, I think, at this point. There's no stopping us now, I say, as like the water levels rise. There's no stop.
And where can people see it?
It's on Tru TV after Impractical Jokers. And if you're watching the premiere, Adam and I are on the episode of Impractical Jokers before. So get nuts with us, please. It's an hour rock block of Pally Gabrus. And I don't know how to watch Tru TV if you don't have cable. Like, I would say hack it. Go. If you don't have cable and you want to support the show, everywhere you go, add it to somebody's DVR. Just like when you visit a family member, just go to their DVR and add the show and let them accidentally watch it. Okay, just just put it on in your family's house. Like when you're in the hospital waiting room, it's probably already on Tru TV. But if it's not, switch it to Tru TV, please.
All the patients want Practical Jokers.
Give a verbal shout out on the air. And now, if anybody's listening to this podcast on, speakers, it'll make their Alexa sign up for it. So
do
that,
right. Smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alexa,
please record 101 Places to Party Before You Die on Tru TV. Thank you, Alexa. You are our robot overlord. And please delete previous jacking off audio. That one was just for mine. That wasn't necessarily for everyone to play on speaker.
You save your jacking off audio?
Well, she does.
Oh,
She's
Alexa, you dirty dog. Yeah, Alexa's nasty, man.
It's loud. To be fair, it's real loud.
Where are some of the places that you guys went?
We went to a ton of fun spots. We went to Miami. So we kind of divided up between places that are classic party spots, like, Miami's going to be a good time. But then we also wanted to show some spots that were like, hey, I bet you didn't know you can really get after it in Denver and Richmond. You might know those cities. They might be within a couple hours drive, but because Adam and I can party and are the party, we just went to all these different spots. And then we also went to Adam lived for a big chunk of time in Atlanta, obviously, because he's a successful actor. So you have to do that at some point in your life. So we went to Atlanta so he could take me to some of his spots. And I'm like a big Hawaii head and been been to Maui a bunch, so I brought Adam to Hawaii for an episode. So it was like, it was made up of places we've already been, places that neither of us, and then one place, Moab, Utah, neither of us had even heard of until we got the email about it. Like, I didn't even recognize the word Moab in a chart, like it was in a Google
Right.
Doc, and I was like, I don't even know what that word means. I thought it was mother of all bombs, like from I think it's from the game Worms. That's where I know that from, Worms 2.
Wait,
Shout
who
out
sent
Worms
you
2.
this email? Like the
Producers of the show, like
Okay.
during like pre-production, like, hey, these are some of the locations, and I was like, and then Moab, Utah is just like outdoor Mars heaven. Dude.
Crazy,
It's crazy
there. It's beautiful.
I'm shocked that there's a party spot in Utah.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too, is we bring the party. And another thing Adam and I like to say is, like, when you're 40, partying means a lot of things. Like if it means you sat down and had like 4 orders of mozzarella sticks while watching a basketball game, that's a fucking party, and
That's
it'll
a
fuck you up.
party,
That's
man.
getting fucked up, So in Moab, it's like for me and Adam, fly fishing or riding in a dune buggy is partying,
Right.
and then you just bring that at every place has bars, even Utah. And
Yeah.
I've been thrown out of bars before, but Utah was the first time I've ever been officially cut off.
Yeah,
Wow.
they scan your ID with every drink you have at
Yep.
every place you go, so that like if something
You can't even jump
happens-
from bar to bar.
You,
can,
yeah, if something happens, they're like, we have a record following. I did a show there a couple of years ago, right before pandemic, and they kept being like, I need to see your ID and scan it. And I was like, why? And they're like, so we know you don't drink too much. I was like, what?
Yeah, I know. I was like,
do they
well,
have
you seen my outfit?
What did you?
Miss,
what did your
I'm
outfit?
Miss, I'm in a tank top. I think I drink too much. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
what
that's-
do they have like a tally? Is it retroactive? So like they can be like, we see that she had like 45 appletini, or is it like they're gonna look and be like, look, you've already had 9 drinks. We're gonna. Do they
Like-
have a total?
Binge
think
drinking is
both.
illegal, so they just do
Oh.
some, like they have a way of like they have some some math or algorithm
Right.
where it's like, okay, they've had 4 drinks in the 2 hours that they're here. They can't have a 5th unless
cannot
they're
have-
here for like another hour or
Right.
something. And you can't have 2 drinks for
Right.
yourself. Because Adam and I got really into on the show of getting a cocktail or liquor with a beer back, because we're not paying for it. So we just got really into getting 2 drinks everywhere. And when we tried to do it in Moab, they were like, "We're sorry, we can't." And then
Yeah.
she's
So
like,
interesting.
I was like, "Can I have another Budweiser?" at one point, and our lovely server was like, "Yes, but only one more, and then I'm gonna have to stop serving beer."
Wow.
And it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Never happened
Yeah.
to me before. I wasn't even. I mean, I was drunk, but I wasn't like blasted.
Did you want to be like? Do you get the premise of the show?
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
trying to illustrate that this is a place people need to come to party, lady.
But also, I like to play the when in Rome game. Like that's how, like when you're there, you play by their rules. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck it, I'll figure out how to get. I mean, I got booze in the room. I got a bong in the room. Like I'll figure it out. Weed's
We'll be
completely
fine,
illegal
we'll
here,
be
but I'll
fine.
manage. Yeah.
So it was just in the U.S. this season.
This season was just in the U.S. Yes, and then like hopefully if we go, I would love to do international down the road.
Oh,
Please, that'd be
man.
so sick, dude. I know. Oh.
Do you
That's
remember
so
that
cool.
show 3 Sheets? Did you ever
Yes,
watch
with
that?
Zane Lamprey, the craziest
Yes.
fucking name ever. Yeah, I love that show.
He
That's
traveled.
of course.
Oh, of course. Like he traveled around the world and would just like learn about everywhere's drinking cultures and would just party hard.
Yeah.
I didn't know how he did it, man.
That's the dream. I mean, that guy's obviously a major inspiration. Like, I love that. I mean,
I
playing
loved
rugby and just getting drunk with international people all the time, even if it is, UK, Australia, New Zealand and stuff, like still speaking English, but just getting involved with other people's drinking cultures is fucking fun, man. Just being like,
Yeah.
"Oi, mate, it's time for a shoey." And you're like, "What?" And they're like, "Drink this beer out of your sneaker." And you're like, "Your trainer, mate." And you're like, "What the fuck?"
Have you heard of, and I think maybe it's in the Canary Islands, and I'm going to say it wrong. It's like Lanzarote. It's a small island. It's on it's sort of near Africa. It's part of Spain. I recently reconnected with a college friend of mine, and it's anyone who has not been in touch with one of their friends for like 20 years who was a good friend, find this person and reconnect, because it has been so good for my soul and so much fun to reconnect. But that's where she's living, and it's an island. It's an island, and I know very little about it other than just like Googling it. It's Lanz. I'm gonna misspell it. Yeah, I had not heard of it either. It's like Lanzarote, Lanzarote. It's sort of like deserty, I think.
Whoa.
Anyway, yeah. I feel like that might be a good place to party. I think it's party.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll check it out. I'll Google it first and get
Yeah.
a little more of a grasp. But hell yeah, it sounds pretty fucking. I was born on an island. Granted, it was just off the coast of New York City, but I'm an island boy. Island boy. I'm an island boy.
I didn't know you have a Long Island
Sorry.
tattoo. Again, Patreon. We just got a shot of the Long Island tattoo. Patreon.
And then here's a tattoo I got on the Portland episode of the show.
Yes.
What does that say?
It says food. It's obviously being reflected backwards because of
Nice.
Zoom. But,
Doof.
yeah.
That's good. I love it.
I
Thank
love
you,
it.
Boots.
Boots.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Sorry. On
Yep.
camera nickname. That's for Patreon only.
Ooh.
What's that about?
It's just a mispronunciation of Bets.
I love it.
Bootsy Sodaro,
Bootsy.
Aw.
Boots. Yeah. A lot of people call me Boots. I like it.
I love it.
Oh yeah, that would be a funny time for you to be like, and I really don't like it.
And I
Like-
actually, I
was
fucking
like-
hate it. I hate it so much.
So sorry, Boots, Betsy, Birdie.
Oh no, your head
Head
explodes.
explodes like scanners.
Oh,
2 weeks.
shit.
2 weeks.
Okay. So the COVID saga, which I feel like I have been like almost teasing it a little bit here and there, because ideally Daniel would be here to tell. He's watching the kids because it started with the kids, so we don't have any childcare right now. And I
What
actually
the fuck?
Yes, for the Monday, I don't have a Monday guest. I had Colt, the wrestler and podcast host and comic and actor and children's book author Colt Cabana on the Monday, the episode that aired on the one that's already up this week. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that one out. It was a really fun episode. I don't have a guest booked for this coming Monday because I would like to record with Daniel to recount our whole Tucson trip. Although I don't know if we're going to be able to do that because, like I said, we don't have someone to watch the kids. Really, $1 million idea would be someone who has like a babysitting agency that is staffed with people who just got over COVID who can come watch your kids. Although they're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
right now with this variant that like it doesn't provide much immunity. But I feel like people who are in this situation, especially right now where it's everywhere. But anyway, okay, so I'll try to make this fast because I feel like I am going to be retelling this story with Daniel's additions. But we went to Tucson to visit Daniel's dad. And this was the first time that our kids were meeting his dad, so you can read into that whole situation. And actually,
Old
his
Town
dad,
State Park. Next right. Old.
his dad was going to come out in January, and we postponed that trip because we were worried about COVID.
Right.
So my whole thing was like, I just don't want to get COVID. So we went out there, and it was a really, all the things that I was potentially worried about, like this could be, could like set off a bunch of, just like emotionally, psychologically, this could just be like a gnarly trip.
Right.
All of that, it went so smoothly. I was so relieved. And then on Sunday, Owen, it's my 3-year-old, was really warm. I didn't have a thermometer with me, but he felt really warm. So we stayed in the hotel. And then that evening, he napped most of the day. I gave him a rapid test. It was negative. I'm like, okay, well, at least it's not COVID. That evening, he was saying his tummy hurt. And then Daniel and Daniel's mom and Elliot got back to the room. And Owen started crying and saying like, ouch, ouch, that his tummy hurt. And Daniel was like, maybe we should take him to the emergency room to rule out appendicitis. I didn't think that was necessary. I just, in my like gut, I was just like, it's just like a flu or something. Daniel was getting more and more nervous though. And I didn't want to underreact. And I was like, fine, we'll just go. And then it'll turn out that I'm right. And that'll feel good. So plus we're going into a holiday weekend. So we pack up a bag. So I'm like, I know we're going to be there for a long time. Get to the emergency. And as we're walking in, and it's like 11:30 p.m. at this point. July 3rd. As we're walking in, I say to Daniel, I'm like, by the way, if it were appendicitis, he'd be really, really sick and he'd be throwing up everywhere. Like clockwork, as we walk into the pediatric emergency room, he just starts barfing everywhere. It's like all over Daniel's shoulder, like splashing on the floor. And I'm like, uh-oh. No. So we go in and Owen is like, just like crying and like everything they're trying to do. Like they're trying to change his shirt. They're trying to take his temperature. He's resisting everything. They take his temperature. It's 103.6. Yeah. They're like asking me questions and my brain, like the adrenaline in me is going and like, when's the last time you gave him Tylenol? And I'm like trying to remember and I can't, what doses did you give him? I'm like, I can't quite remember anything. And so that was weird. Like my brain turned to mush, but they give him Motrin. And so we go sit down and wait. Owen is like not being great about wearing his mask. I'm worried that we're going to get COVID from the other people who aren't wearing their masks. Many hours later, Owen is like all the way better. He's like singing. And Daniel's like, should we just leave? And I'm like, no, I think they're fine. They're going to take us back soon. They finally get us into a room. They say it's just a stomach bug. His tummy feels soft, which is good. Go home. And if his condition stops responding to like Motrin and over-the-counter meds and he's in pain, bring him back. Which sounds like hell to me, the idea of bringing it back. I say, like, is there any imaging you could do to rule out appendicitis? They say no, because his tummy feels so soft, it's too early in, like, what would be the course of appendicitis. It wouldn't show anything. But if it were appendicitis, the pain would be so great that it's not going to respond to Motrin, So I say, and it's sort of like grabbing, Tic Tacs as you're checking out of the supermarket. I say, like, do you happen to have PCR tests here? And she says, we do. And I'm like, why don't we do one, just to be safe? She's like, okay, we also have flu tests. I'm like, sure. So they do that. It takes forever to get that. And again, we almost walk out. Finally, we do those tests, walk out, get back to the hotel. At 4 a.m., I get a call from the doctor. And I'm like, the fact that she's calling me is not great. And it was positive. The PCR was positive. So that was Owen. 2 days later, mother-in-law, Daniel's mom, tests positive. Elliot, that's the day we drive home. Elliot is like congested. Get home, give him a test. He's positive. But he doesn't ever seem very sick. He just seemed very drippy. Mm-hmm. And he was like vaxxed and boosted. Owen had only had his first dose a few days before. And then Daniel and I were negative for days. And I was like, I think we're not going to get it. And then Daniel, one night, his voice just changed. It was just deeper. And I was like, this is not good. And then he tested and he was positive. And then I was just like, the last one. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get it. And then I started feeling shitty, still testing negative for a couple of days. And then today I finally turned positive. But I do feel better. It was very mild for me, assuming that I'm like done with feeling sick. Except for, like I said, I feel a little cruddy today.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So that's the whole saga. Yeah. Mostly it's just Owen was like pretty sick for 3 days. Elliot was just drippy. Daniel is not feeling good, but it's not major. It was like just a little crummy. Mostly it's just, and like knock on wood, just hugely inconvenient.
Yeah.
Right.
But like it's everywhere. excuse me, everywhere right now.
I've got no symptoms. Yeah.
I feel great.
I just got it. I just
Oh,
got
really?
over-
You had
I
it
just-
last time I talked to you.
Yeah, I had it over Christmas, and then I got it again
Oh man.
in early July. Yeah, a couple of
Oh
weeks ago.
man.
Sucked.
How sick were you?
I was coughing for a few. Here's the thing: I was visiting visiting my family, and I was coughing for a few days, but testing negative every day.
Yeah.
And then when I got home to LA, I tested positive.
And were you
Yeah.
still feeling sick at that point?
I was still feeling a little sick, and I'm like, fuck, it's not just a cough. Because like after like 4 days of negatives with a cough, I'm like, well, then I just have a cough of some sort. Now I
Yes,
got to go.
right.
And I'm
Yep.
like, I'll go get my bronchitis medication when I get back to LA. Then I get back to LA, test, and I have COVID. And now I've been with my in-laws, my family,
Shit.
and on a plane. I wore a mask, like a N95 on the
Yeah.
plane, luckily for my own fear of getting COVID, and I probably just helped everybody else out. But
yeah.
it was. I felt awful because then I'm like have to call my fucking aged cancer surviving mother and be like, "Hey, I think I got." And it's like, "Oh, you were playing in the pool with your two your two nephews are too young to get vaccinated, and this,
Call
that, and the
them
other
up.
thing." And I'm like, "No."
Oh man.
Did any of them get it?
No, my in-laws did, but
Yeah.
the timing of that was so weird that it might not have been me. It might have just been
Right.
part of the rising tide.
It's so weird because
Oh.
Owen, came down with symptoms on Sunday. My mother-in-law and Elliot tested positive Tuesday. But Daniel and I, it wasn't till a week later. I don't know what to make of that, except that what I keep thinking is, had we just been exposed that one night, I think maybe we wouldn't have gotten it. I think maybe it was all the days of exposure. Unless it's really like you could get it 2 days later or you could get it, 7 or 8 days later. And Daniel took a PCR test on Thursday and was negative.
Tiffany was next to me every single night and sat next to me on the plane, drove with me everywhere, shared joints with me, did all the other husband and wife stuff together, and never got it.
Whoa.
And she has an autoimmune condition, and I don't. It's crazy. I don't understand how it fully works, and I
Yeah.
don't think I'm alone in that department.
Yeah.
See, I thought
nobody
I was going to
knows.
be the Tiffany of this situation. And ego-wise, I really wanted to be. I wanted to
Yeah.
be special. But now I'm just...
I know, and I was kind of jealous of how special, because last time she got it first, and then I was like, "Ooh, I'm a negative. Oh, look at that, my immune system." And the next day I was positive, and I was like, "Oh, okay, shit." So I thought eventually she would be positive, but she just kept ripping negs. It was crazy.
Ripping eggs.
Ripping eggs, dude.
Ripping eggs.
I ripped a posy. I gotta get fucking back in the bed, baby.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that sucks.
Indeed.
Oof.
The day, the fact that it's taking this long to show up as a positive is...
That's where you get. That's what I've been thinking about nonstop, is because of how bad my fucking timing was. It's like,
Right.
shit, I was like confident because I was getting negatives, but I guess you got to just be like, I need 10 days of negatives to prove I don't have COVID or whatever.
Right.
I can't
Oh,
afford that.
shit.
I can't
Yeah.
afford that many tests.
And I know. And all the negatives that I was having on those days where I'm like, I feel shitty. I was
Right.
like, is there any way I just picked up a cold?
Yeah.
They all
Yeah.
have COVID. I'm like, there's no way. I don't know. So anyway,
Oof.
that is that story. Betsy, what have you been up to?
Ooh, what have I been up to? I was actually just in Phoenix for my
Oh.
parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that wild? 50 years, dude.
That's a long fucking time, dog. That's
It's
crazy.
Boots, that's a long
crazy.
time.
Yeah,
Congrats-
1972.
Congrats to the Sodaros. That's awesome.
Craig and Sue killing it.
Oh, what did you guys
Killing
do? Was it a big party or just like a family dinner
Just
thing?
family, like all. Well, one of my sisters couldn't come because she had COVID.
Oh,
So two of my sisters and their families came. We rented a big house really close to my parents' house with like a big pool and just did a lot of cooking out, hanging by the pool. It was really nice. It was cool.
oh,
yeah.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun. And my nieces are all like, they're one's about to be 7 and then 9 and 10 years old, and they're just so rad. They're so funny. Like the one who's about to be 7, she told my sister, her mom, that for her birthday, which is in August, she wants to have Butler Day, where everybody has to be her butler, and
that's
she
good.
just lays in bed and eats salami all day.
And she chose salami.
She loves salami.
Oh,
She
man.
loves it. Like she just, and we of course had salami. You know, you gotta have fun meats. And she would just get out of the pool and just grab handfuls and just
that's
house
awesome.
it. Yeah.
And now, are we talking like a soft salami or a hard salami?
I guess probably soft. Like,
Okay.
you know, just those like little trays of fun
Yeah.
meat. Yeah.
I think that's considered hard salami.
That'd
Oh,
be a
then
hard,
hard.
salami.
Yeah, but it's like sliced thin enough that a kid could eat it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think hard salami just mean.
Is it just when
Again,
it's-
I think Rosen's just throwing out Pornhub search terms. She's saying, I think that's hard salami. I think she just got faced. You know, like,
No, they're
she's trying to up the search engine. She's trying to up the SEO of this
The SEO.
episode by like spilling, like accidentally saying lightly innuendoous things. I like the plan. It's a good plan.
No, there is a difference. There's the hard dry salami, which is like it's like a silver dollar circumference,
Oh.
yeah.
you know,
Yes,
and then there's
okay.
like the
Cold cut salami.
Yes.
Yeah.
like a bologna sized slice of salami.
Yeah,
Which
so
is real
bologna size, like that kind of soft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the bigger salami. I guess now I'm aware of everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Hey.
Which is the 50th anniversary? Is it like the silver, the wood? Do you
Oh,
know?
I don't know.
Is it not gold? Is it? It's got to be like the
Oh.
biggest one. It's like because no one's like, oh, we got to save that for our 100-year anniversary. I think,
Right, yeah,
I think
yeah.
people are a little more realistic.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. We got them this like just really nice little. We got them a bunch of stuff, but one of the things we got them was this nice, just little like Etsy piece of art where they're like 2 little rock people. It was really cute, and my dad opened it and he was just like, he just stared at it for a long time, and he's like, "What? What is this?" And my sister, very like just over it, was like, "It's 2 little rock people and they represent you and mom." Like she was so just over like him not getting it, where it's like, we all got it. Why did you get it?
Light Googling says the 50th is the golden anniversary. So gold is a
Oh.
tradition.
You were
we
right.
get. Yeah.
Gold.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It'd be dumb for it to be anything other than gold at 50. It's like, and 50, of course, is gadgets. Giving
The
70-year-olds giving each other like MP3 players and Bluetooth fucking sunglasses and shit.
Figure
Just
it
being-
out.
Fidget spinners.
Yeah, fidget spinners.
Yeah.
What's crazy is both my mom and Daniel's mom, we didn't realize this. It took us a few years to realize this. For our anniversaries, they send us cards that are like in keeping with the theme. Because each anniversary has a tiny theme. Like this
Yes.
is the string anniversary.
Yeah,
or
this is the
this.
wood anniversary.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
you're like, yeah, and that's all. That's just like World Margarita Day, World Gin and Tonic Day. That's just all marketing. That's just
Right.
like we got to sell wood. It's like, well, 17th wedding anniversary. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
thank
okay.
you. Okay, what's up next? Nickel, 18th wedding anniversary. You know, it's just like, people just spitballing bullshit.
I
mean,
never
that's
would
all
have-
capitalism is in general, but you know what I mean.
But like, at what point do you graduate to that level of? I mean, I guess if my kids get married and I'm sending them a card, I'll know to Google that. Like, I just never. That like is so beyond my scope of anything I'm aware of, and yet both my mom and Daniel's mom they're aware of that. I think. it just comes to you.
It
when
also
you-
feels
I don't
like
know.
an old-timey thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it does feel like they probably learned that in school rather than learning about like other cultures. You know,
Right,
like
right, yeah.
where they're like, okay, let's go through all the anniversaries. And why? Do
What
we
Betsy's
need to
talking about is
know any
called
of this?
critical anniversary theory. And
Yes!
people are up in arms about it.
People want to get that back in schools.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to remove certain books and get books about that put back.
Yeah, yeah.
Though
Exactly.
Betsy's right. Those kind of gifts are old school. And you know what else is considered old school, I think, at this point? Sending an anniversary card every year. Like, I don't think people our generation are going to do that shit, but I think that's my mom has not missed mine, Tiffany's birthday or anniversary ever. She goes to the post office 2 days before to make sure it gets here on the day, and she knows to like deal with Sundays and shit. And it's also, and it's always $20, and it says have a burger on me or whatever. Like, you know, it just, but the timing of it is like, I think that generation is like, oh, so and so got married. It's like send a card. It's
Yeah.
thank you. Everything was thank you cards.
Thank you
Yes.
cards. My parents are still blown away. I don't send that. I'm like, but I told you thank you
Yeah,
in
I know.
person.
I
Like,
know.
Did
but
they
it's-
used to make you write them when you were kids?
yes, and
Yes.
I
Mine too.
hated it.
Me
I
too. It was-
hated it.
Me too. It was so important to them, and for some reason, it was such especially the thank you notes to my grandparents.
Oh,
It was such a drag having to do it, and like, I feel like that is totally gone now, though. And I do think there is something a little bit lost with it being gone, but it is like such a relief to not have to do it.
yeah. It felt like homework as a kid.
It
where
was.
It's like I don't want to write more than I have. Like I already have to do so much stupid writing.
I know. All I do at school is write shit I don't want to write. Now you're asking me to
Yes.
write more shit I don't want to write, and I've already said thank you to these people.
Yes.
But like, I remember that after my graduation party, like that, like, and then my mom reading it, and she's like, I just like got like, you know, I was trying to be a creative little kid, like I guess I was 18, but I was like, I wrote fucking like in one of them, like, dear Aunt Camille, I love you, love Jonathan or whatever. And Tiffany was like, my mom, whoops,
Uh-oh.
Paging Dr. Freud.
Let's talk about that, dude.
Patreon. My mom was like, you can't write that. That just makes no sense. You can't just like say. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, now I'm getting fucking grades on my thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
You
now
get
my mom-
network notes.
I know.
I think that's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it is. But my mom was like, in hindsight, my
wanted-
mom's right. She's like,
Something about the gift.
You didn't write "I love you" in the fucking letter to your grandpa, and it's like the Aunt Camille you see like once every generation. You know? It's like,
Right,
right.
right.
Okay, yeah. That's actually just randomly triggered a story in my head that one day, shortly after my dad died, me and my brother were watching the Giants game together, and we were talking about how much we loved the tight end at the time. This guy, his name was Boss, and we were like, I love Boss, man. He's Boss. I fucking love him, man. We kept saying, I love this dude. I love this dude. And then I just like, me and my brother stopped. We were like, we're saying I love this 23-year-old guy more than we ever said we love Dad, and he's gone. And it's like, oh my god, It's like, all right, we love you,
Holy
Dad. We love you.
shit.
Of course, we love you. I mean, Boss. It's nice to see this guy, Kevin Boss, catch a couple of touchdowns. But you're right, Dad.
Yeah.
We love you too. Don't worry.
Oh.
Oops.
Oops, a daisy. Whoa. Oh, Gabrus.
Oh.
That's okay.
It's all right. It's
all right.
okay. It's okay.
All right. Okay.
It's
Now,
all right.
all right. Hold on. I'm checking our list. We got. I think. All right. We're checking in with Betsy. Betsy, you traveled Arizona. We hit that.
Yep, Arizona.
We did the COVID saga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where are
we?
we?
We talked
You're
about
keeping
the
the
show.
minutes, right?
Yeah, we talked about the show. I mean, I only have that on the outline you sent. I don't know. Did you?
The outline.
We have to get to Jeff Fox.
I didn't have a segment when we did rehearsal earlier today.
Yeah, this is, by the way, this is the dress run. We've been on Zoom all
right.
day getting this tight.
And
Yeah.
we're going to cut some of this
Clearly.
stuff, right? Save it for the
fucking
midnight
hope so.
show.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, we're gonna see what works.
Yeah.
We might if breaking news happens, we might get preempted anyway.
Ooh.
Listen, you guys, I want to tell you about Masterclass. I don't know if you've done Masterclass. I love Masterclass. I took a Masterclass masterclass with one of my heroes. That makes it sound like I sat down with Judy Blume herself, and she's like, Allison, tell me about your dreams. And I'm like, Judy Blume, tell me all about when you wrote Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Deanie. I mean, I could go on. It wasn't like that. It's not like one-on-one with, a luminary, but it feels like it with Masterclass. You can learn from the world's best minds anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. You can learn how to cook amazing meals, write your novel, negotiate, anything you can think of, style yourself. I mean, anything you can think of that you want to learn, there's a masterclass for it. From Judy Blume, from top chefs of the world, from politicians, from stylists, from tons of writers and directors, artists. Improve your skills. You can learn with over 100 classes from a range of world-class instructors. That thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. You know what there needs to be a master class on, and there probably is, how to make decisions more efficiently. Because my thing is like, I'll flip through all the master classes and I'm like, I want to do that one. 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 I mean, and thankfully I can, but they all appeal to me. But the Judy Blume one, oh my God. It was like, the thing that I really loved about it is she was talking about getting a negative review, and she almost decided to stop writing. Like, she almost wanted to just throw her typewriter away. And then she stopped herself. And at the time that I saw that really resonated with me and helped me a lot. And it's like, imagine if Judy Blume had stopped writing.
Yeah, we would just have regular fudge when we could be having super
fudge. I know. And then I asked Daniel to text me because it was right before the show. And I'm like, Daniel, which master classes have you been into? Because he's super into it too. Chris Voss on the art of negotiation. Joan Benoit Samuelson on the runner's mindset. That's how he achieves his runner's mindset, evidently. Ooh. Neil Gaiman on the art of storytelling. And then these last two are jokes. And I don't know if these exist or not. Tanner Sweeney on how to win a divorce settlement. Jimbo Frank on how to pick up chicks as a newly divorced dad. Okay. Someone's a comedian. Okay, we get it.
Once.
Look, I highly recommend that you check out Masterclass. Get unlimited access to every Masterclass. And as an Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. Go to masterclass.com/bestfriend. That's masterclass.com/bestfriend for 15% off Masterclass. Okay. Now, as you'll see on your documents that I had a courier drop off at your house earlier.
Oh, yes.
I had a topic that I realized is also a Just Me or Everyone. So maybe we should play Just Me or Everyone?
Hell yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Skadoop doop.
It's time for Just Me or Everyone.
Okay, I find myself saying, and now I'm blanking out. I want to get the phrasing right of how I say it. And now I've lost it. But it's something I find myself saying like, oh, want to hear something funny? Well, wait, it's actually not funny, but
okay,
all the time. Or like, can I tell you something? Yeah, like it's like when I want to say something it's not funny and it's not amusing, and oftentimes it's, I guess, interesting is the closest word I could use to describe what it is.
Is it pithy? Is it droll?
Well, here's an example. It's more like is it marital chatter? I don't even know what it is. It's like it's vaguely relating. I'll give you an example of what it is, of a story that I I shoehorned it into conversation with like, oh, want to hear something amusing? And then I'm like, it's barely even amusing. This just shows you what a drag it is to have to be married to me. But anyway, so I had this dentist appointment on Wednesday. See, now we're talking about something fun.
Oh,
I had this
yeah.
dentist appointment on Wednesday. And I had been debating, should I reschedule it because my kids have COVID? But I don't have, this is back when I thought I didn't have, but I don't have COVID. And the CDC says if you're vaccinated, you don't have to isolate. Which, by the way, I think is like probably bad advice. But the CDC's whole thing is like, if you're vaccinated and you've been exposed, you don't have to isolate. And I'm been, negative now for this many days. I don't think I'm negative, but should I call and reschedule? Should I call and reschedule? And then ultimately, like, I don't even think I want to go to the appointment. But this debate. And so then today I was going to just like, obviously, well, now before I had even tested myself, now Daniel has tested positive. So I'm going to call this morning and reschedule. So I get a call from them and I see that I have a missed call from them. And I think that it's going to be the confirmation call. And I get the message and it's them calling to reschedule because my dentist is out sick.
Oh, man.
And I'm assuming he must have COVID. So I say to Daniel, want to hear something amusing? The dentist's office called to reschedule because he's sick. And he's like, oh, that's hilarious. Maybe he'll die. That'd be really funny. And I'm like, it wasn't really amusing, but you get what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm just saying, like,
right.
I don't know how to describe what it is.
Right. I get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know
It's
what
not
you mean.
ha-ha funny. It's unusual.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, but I don't feel like unusual doesn't even.
Yeah.
Here's something I want to bitch about.
Sometimes I'll start it with like, listen to this.
Right.
But that's overselling it.
My wife is the queen of like, I call it front-porching. She says like 3 things before she tells me the thing she wants. Can I just talk to you for a second? Yeah, sure. So are you, and like, it's like 2 more warm-up questions to get to tell me something about like literally like dentist level information. But I'm like, whoa, we could get this down to 25% the amount of words. And we could just keep on moving.
Yeah, I feel maybe it's just like, get it, like being like, dude, I called the dentist or like not setting it up. So you feel
that's
like
a good way to think about it, Boots, because it's like, write it down. And would you write, hey, read this at the top of what you're reading?
There we go.
Like, no, X, let's just start right in the middle of the story. Let's move. Yeah.
Because then you also like don't have to worry about trying to hook your audience, because you don't want to be like, listen to this amusing story, and they'll be like, wait, it wasn't that, or listen to this incredible story, and they're just like, huh. Like, I downplay honestly too much.
Oh yeah,
but like
I've been told multiple times to be like, no, this is a Hollywood party. Tell them that you're an actor. Like,
yes,
stop
and
being
I'm
weird.
like, I want to just surprise them. I think like I watch a lot of Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race. And I see a lot of queens who are like, I am a comedy queen, who then are not funny. And so I feel very like, I can't ever say anything too specific because I want to just surprise people.
No, nothing sets you up for failure like saying, you're going to laugh at this or this is hysterical. Wait to hear this one. Like,
right.
The more you downplay it, the better. As a matter of fact, I say just start the story. And if the person goes, and if you finish the story and they go, I'm sorry, what? You just go, nothing. And don't even, don't say it again. You don't say it again.
You just shove them and run away.
Yeah. You
Face.
just put a bag over your own head and jump up.
But that's the
kidnap
thing
yourself.
Yeah, because these
drop the smoke bomb, poof, it goes off, and it blows away. You're not there.
Yeah, because it's always want to hear something funny. Well, I guess it's not funny. That's I always, because I realize like want to hear something funny is it's just a opening up the space to say the thing. Front porch.
Yeah. I think it's normal outside of the world of like a podcaster who like does comedy, like having comedian. Like I think, here's a funny story. When my mom says it, just means I ran into someone you went to high school.
Yeah.
Right? But
So we
when
need
someone's
another
like,
word for
Gabrus,
that.
tell us a funny story, you
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to say, guess who I went to high school with? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
unless the answer was Jeffrey Epstein.
That is funny,
Well,
man.
I was in high school.
Oh, Gabrus. Oh, man.
So is the
Gabrus.
answer just get rid of the front loading?
Yeah.
To me,
Okay.
yeah. Just so
Alright.
you then don't have the pressure on yourself, you know?
Yeah, and then move it all
too.
to the end, and at the end go, was that funny? Can you tell me
Excuse
how
me,
you would
was that
describe that
funny?
story? Yeah.
or you need to establish some kind of new term for this gag between you and him. So you could say, well, here's a fine how do you do. The phone rang.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good, that's a pretty
and-
good setup.
Try this on for size.
Well,
Exactly.
Keeping it in-house, if you're talking about solely for intermarriage communication, then I think, like, because Tiff and I have, like, tons of code, like,
Yes.
code words that's short and stuff, and that could just be like, hun, info dump, and it's like, yeah, got it, tell me what happened. Like, I just got,
Right.
yeah, like, or story time, and just, like, rattle off what you want to get off. But, like, keep it tight, and just, like, it might as well just be, like, not to be fully heterosexual relationship here, but it might as well just be like whistling or like shaking a can of nickels and being like, all right, hey, focus up. I'm telling a story.
Yeah, shaking your keys in front
Yeah.
of his face like a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's a humdinger.
Yeah.
That could be
That's
a
a
good
good one.
Oh, that's good.
That's got me intrigued. I'm curious about what's dinging.
one. See?
Or you could be like, here's something that blew my mind, but it might not blow yours. I feel I do that. I'm like, it blew my mind. It doesn't have to blow anybody else's.
Betsy, how I know this exact feeling you're describing it. I always describe it as the Chris Farley show feeling because it is like, like you feel like you're like, that was awesome, right?
Yeah,
like you're
that
like
was so
immediately lose confidence in your own thing. You're like, dude, craziest fucking thing just happened, and blah blah blah. And you say it, you're like, well, it was
Actually, it
crazy to
wasn't
me.
too bad.
But the thing is, none of these things actually blow my mind. It's more like, here's something that rose to the level of me wanting to tell you, but it's not that interesting. Maybe I just need to
Yeah.
say half of the stuff that I think of saying. Maybe I need to become a more stoic person and just talk less.
Well, I mean that's true for everyone on this like that. Like, I think the world would just be better if we were all like, "Hey, how about I put out 2 less hours of me spewing?"
Yeah,
garbage?"
me talking into the nothing.
And we're all just like, I'm the fucking king of it. I put out hours a week of just screaming bullshit. I can't believe I'm just adding to I'm the fucking garbage island of podcasts.
Do you guys go back?
Try it out. I think you like it.
Do you guys go back and listen to your podcasts?
I do not. No.
No.
I don't.
No, I cannot.
What
I
happened?
I hate my sound of myself. I cannot fucking stand. I can barely watch myself. And I have to do it for a job because I have to go do post-production on a travel show of myself. And I'm just like, you laugh too much, you fucking fat pig. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. It's like, that note is too harsh. But whoops. I cannot listen to my podcast. I do not like my voice. I hired an editor the second, I lost money on a podcast to have someone else listen to it before. As a matter of fact, I didn't even put editing in the podcast, really, because I don't want other people to have to even listen to my voice, meaning the engineer, forced to. Like, people can choose to put on my podcast. That's their problem. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that is actually why I scrapped my own podcast, was because, first of all, after a week of editing a bunch of other people's podcasts, I don't want to spend Saturday editing another podcast, much less my podcast, much less one where I have to edit my own voice.
Yeah.
It was too brutal.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
Right.
That sucks. That's like you're performing 5 nights a week at the Improv, and then on Saturday night you got to look in the mirror and tell yourself a funny story.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what that.
It's like way worse than a busman's holiday. It's like a busman's holiday in hell.
Do any of you have a Just Me or Everyone?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Let's hear it.
I think about this a lot. Is it just me? Is that how we started? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Or I get so scared to leave open drinks in my car because I think someone will break into my car and poison them and then lock the car up and stuff and then leave. Like, I will not drink open. Like, I try to finish my drinks before I get out of the car. And is that just me?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can safely say yes. No, that sounds like honestly like a classic manifestation of anxiety. Like, I believe a lot of people probably feel because it's just like the thing to worry about and like just eliminating the thing to worry about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
right. And it's been since I was a kid where it's just like I can't leave. I don't like the idea of leaving open stuff.
Yeah. No.
So when you say open drink, do you mean one with no lid on it, or just a drink that you've cracked the top on? Like if you had a bottle of soda, if you cracked the top on it and it was half drink.
Crack the top open. So like
So it has to
any
be
of that.
sealed, unopened.
It has to be unopened.
Interesting.
I'm not that deep in it unless I valet.
Oh.
Yes.
Smart.
If I valet, I won't drink my Yeti again. Like, I usually have my Yeti in the car, and if I valet, I just won't. I won't. Like, I'm just like, he could have spit it. They could have spit in it. They could have put their hand in it. I would have put my dick in it and swirled it around. And been like, ice cold if I was a valet. So I get if he would,
Wait,
Is
have
it
you
just
ever,
me, or do you want to just
Yeah,
put your
you
dick in
love
ice?
shoving your dick into ice cold stuff, huh?
Have you ever,
That way, I have an excuse for its size.
have you ever actually heard stories of people doing stuff like that?
Nope, never.
No, not even an unsolved mystery or anything, but just like it freaked me. Ever since I was a kid, I've been very scared of getting poisoned. Like, I wouldn't eat my Halloween candy.
Yes, I
I
remember you
was
saying
so.
that.
Oh yeah, we talked about it. I was just so scared, and it's still it's still there.
Well, it's so funny. It's like when some stuff just sticks to your brain when you're a kid. Like, do you like? Poisoning was such a big thing in like TV shows and movies, and like PSAs were about poisoning all the time.
Yes.
Like, if you like, I think for older people, like people maybe a couple of years older than us, Bets, it's like quicksand, right? Like, cause that was just
quicksand. Yep.
You definitely think you're going to encounter quicksand in life because of how frequently it's in media and shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm really worried about that. And it's like every book is like, if you're stuck in quicksand, do blank. And it's like, wait, is this really going to fucking happen to me? So it's like, and then there's poison control center, poison, everything is poison. It's like, be careful, that's poisonous. You could be allergic to that. It's poisonous.
Yes.
And I think parents, when you're young, overuse that's poisonous to just get you to put it down. You know what I mean? Like, that's poisonous. And then you're like, later on in life, a bully shoves a berry in your mouth, and then you're worried you're going to fucking die because your mom told you it was poisonous 10 years ago.
Yes.
True story.
Yes. I know. I was so scared of these little berries on this bush. These like blue, like kind of powder blueberry. I was scared to death of them. I was like, if they get anywhere near me, I will die.
Yeah.
There's a similar thing now. Are you guys familiar with the term dry drowning? Do you know what that is?
No.
So this is
It's
a thing.
another Pornhub search. Jesus, Rosa.
Right. So this is a thing. People with little kids most likely know the term because so kids who are in the water and swallow water, but then are taken out of the water, supposedly or theoretically, they like choke on water, and then you think they're okay, but then they perish some hours or days or something later, quote unquote, dry drowning. It is not, it's been debunked.
Okay.
It's not something that people need to worry about. But,
Even though it's been debunked, can I still be scared of it? Because this is horrifying.
Yes, you can be. That show, The Affair.
I like it. It's like giving me something to focus on.
Yes, focus on it. That show, The Affair, on Showtime, I think it had happened on that show to her kid. So anyone who, like, it spread like wildfire among parents because it's like not that uncommon that you have a kid who like sputters on water.
Oh,
or
they
like
swallows pool
swallows
water.
bath water or any of that, and then you think they're okay, but then you're like, now what do I do? Do I have to be worried about dry drowning? So experts have been trying to debunk this dry drowning thing. My understanding is like the risk of it. Anyone who's worried about it, please consult an actual source, not me. But
Get to that spot in the podcast. Fast forward, get to it.
yeah, like the risk of it is like so minuscule, and if like you will see that there is something wrong, but the idea that you think they're fine and then all of a sudden they're not, like that's what's false.
Yeah.
You will tell that they are having problems. Like they won't appear to have completely recovered. And then anyway, but yeah, like that's sort of the akin to poisoning thing where all of us, like so many people are afraid of it.
Right.
Can you dry drown by drinking dry shampoo?
Probably.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
That'd be fucked up.
I would think you can.
You got to lather.
Anyway, now that I've frightened everyone by trying to unfrighten everyone, Betsy, I thought you were going to say you're afraid that if you leave an open drink in your car, a bug will get into it. That's my fear.
Oh.
I'm just afraid
ew.
of bugs and flies getting into everything all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Yeah,
amount
that would
of-
suck.
Yeah, the amount of small bugs I've probably drank inside of a Solo cup full of garbage. Honestly, there's probably been so many times in my life when I swallowed a bug in a cup of something I was drinking, and the bug was the best thing for me. And
They say it's protein. The weird thing is that now that I'm older and I'm experiencing, and my vision for the first time in my life is not as good as it was, and I can't, like a tiny little bug in my salad or something, I can't really see it. I find that I care less. It's weird.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now I'm fine with eating bugs just because I can't see them. Evidently.
yeah, it's maybe it's evolution. Now you can like enjoy salad more due to your loss of eyesight. Like
I
that's-
guess-
and it's helping you.
It
And
is.
eventually you'll just when the only remaining animal protein on earth is crickets, you'll be like fully blind and you'll be like, "Oh my god, this is perfect for me now.
Yeah.
I can eat crickets and pretend it's
'Cause I don't have to look at
crackling
them.
oat bran or whatever."
Some
yeah.
people are already
These are the
on board.
best fried clam strips I've ever had.
Some people seem to like already be on board with cricket flour and insects, and I'm not one of them. What about you guys?
No, I'm not.
I am. I mean, I'm not
You
like
are?
I'm not like I'll have cricket flour pancakes, please. Like I enjoy the idea of like an insanely sustainable protein. It just seems like the future. So I'm like trying to get on board. And then a few times I've had cricket tacos from like
Oh,
There's
yeah.
some-
I've tried those.
yeah, there's
Not
some
bad.
region. Yeah, they're not bad at all. There's like surprise. It's like if you powdered that and like you know what I mean? Like if you got me the Impossible burger that's made from cricket meat, I'm curious about that. But the raw dried crickets is still difficult because you like wipe your
This is
tooth
a
and a leg.
bug,
Yeah, this is a
dude.
leg. This is a bug's leg in my mouth. You know what I mean? It's like stuck in my gums.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed the cricket taco?
I did.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like interesting texture. I shouldn't say it was weird because it's someone's entire culture or cuisine. But for me, it was just like but the texture itself was awesome. It was like a chicharron taco or something like that, a chicharrone taco, and it like was crispy and they were seasoned very well, like in like an al
Yeah, the one
pastor
I
type-
tried, it was like, oh yeah, this is just seasoned really good and had fun toppings. And so I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, this is good.
Give me a hit of cheese and a little sour cream, a little dab of guac. I could
I'll
eat
eat
dozens
anything.
cicadas. Yeah.
Did you feel like you tasted the cricket meat though?
No, it tastes more like like powdered sticks or flavored sticks. Like they just like crunch in your mouth pretty easily. Yeah.
Jeff, bugs?
I don't think I've eaten any intentionally, but I did almost swallow a bee like just the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, I was getting water from a fountain, and there were a bunch of bees there, and one flew into my water thing, and I didn't see it, and I held it up to my mouth, and I almost drank a bee, which I think that can't be good for you.
No,
They
would, like,
imagine the
sting your
story the
mouth or
bee's
something.
telling. This guy almost drank
exactly.
me on his podcast.
I was absolutely fucking wasted swimming around this dude's beer, and he almost fucking drank me. He's the bad guy in this story.
You know what that bee should have had? Life insurance, especially if anyone is depending on him. In an unpredictable economy, life insurance can offer peace of mind that anyone who relies on you financially, a child, a parent, even a business partner, other bees in the hive, will have a financial cushion if something happens to you. Policy Genius is an insurance comparison website that makes it easy to compare quotes from top companies like AIG and Prudential in one place to find your lowest price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. Just head to policygenius.com to get personalized quotes in minutes and find the right policy for your needs. The licensed agents at Policy Genius work for you, not the insurance companies. They're on hand through the entire process to help you understand your options so you can make decisions with confidence. Policy Genius doesn't add on extra fees. Your personal info is private. Policy Genius doesn't sell your details to third parties. Policy Genius has thousands of 5-star reviews across Google and Trustpilot. Policy Genius has options that offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Since 2014, Policy Genius has helped over 30 million people shop for insurance and placed over $150 billion in coverage. Head to policygenius.com to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Again, that's policygenius.com. Okay, Gabrus, do you have a Just Mirror, everyone?
Yeah, I find, and this might just be like a manifestation of OCD or something, but I find when I do a lot of walking these days, and I used during pandemic was doing a ton of it, I found myself constantly trying to make it more efficient. Like, you know, like make my travel more efficient. I'd be like, oh, if I diagonal cross here,
Oh, the hypotenuse.
I'm actually like, it's shorter than, according to, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You know, and it's like, it's, so I found myself like walking in an like detrimentally confusing way just to be like, this is a faster route, like trying to figure out the fastest way to the coffee shop, the fastest way. Like I'm like, it's got to be a right, you got to take the alley, and if we cross here, you know, like, and like I was like, and then I found myself like, you know, and then I realized like that it was slowing me down, like being that obsessed with it. Like I was like, and I'm supposed to be going on these walks for like my mental health and like relaxation and shit, and instead I'm just like overanalyzing my walks, and I'm like, is this just me, or is that everybody?
That can't just be you.
No, that can't be. It's got to be understandable.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I thought you were
like-
going to say you were going on these walks for exercise, and then I was like, well, you're really defeating the purpose.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's the other thing. It's like I'm doing it for exercise and mental clarity, and now I'm overanalyzing it and taking shortcuts.
And
like,
taking
it doesn't make
shortcuts.
no sense.
That's hilarious.
I bet
No.
I bet
Yeah.
a bunch of people do that.
Oh, and you do shit like where you're trying to like time lights and stuff. You're like, okay, like, all right, well, and you're like speed up. You're like, well, cross here now because we should be on the other side of the road by the time and if we go here, like.
I do
walk,
that for sure.
Yeah, I walk to the Grove every weekend, so I'm always trying to figure out like what exact, like, and I'm not trying to make it faster, but I'm always curious what the fastest route is, because I'm like, if I got to make a movie, if I got to like do Crescent Heights to First to do, you know, like what do I do?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you do at the Grove?
I see a movie pretty much every weekend,
Oh.
and then get a little bite to eat at a stand, or over the pandemic. My wife and I kind of shrunk our area of travel to walkable places just to like stop using our car, and we didn't want to lift anywhere, and we wanted to get fucked up. So, and then we were like, you know, with all the
Farmers
businesses
market,
closing
dude.
around us, we were like, how can we like, how do we keep these random places that we've walked past or drove past hundreds of times and never went to? It's like, well, then let's just make weekend date nights be a walkable spot. So we go to someplace, we walk someplace, then we walk to the Grove, or we tie it to the Grove. Get something like if we're going to see a matinee, it's hard not to hit Dupar's for a little diner breakfast before.
You got
Trejo's Tacos is in the farmers market. What a delight! There's a couple other great farmers market spots.
I love that farmers market so much. The Brazilian place,
dude, that place has got a line no matter what time you walk in. It's insane.
It's so good.
And people are like, I've been in there at like 11 in the morning, and someone's got like a lamb chop and sausage over rice, and they're just walking back to the table. I was like, holy shit, live it up, brother.
I used to live near the Grove, and I used to go there. Now I'm realizing I haven't been there probably since I moved to Burbank. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's a weird jump from Burbank. Like you have enough malls and movie theaters.
Yeah.
Well, the Glen, whatever, Americana's over here, and it's
yeah.
like looks the same. So.
I like the Americana. That's where I go see a lot of movies. Is at the Americana. Hit up Cheesecake Factory.
I did a cheesecake Americana with our mutual friend Mark Rennie.
Yes,
he likes it over there as well.
Yeah, we saw Candyman after some Cheesecake Factory. Remember that? We ate a bunch of Cheesecake Factory that went to Candyman.
Yeah.
And do either of you need to tell anyone to go fuck themselves?
Yeah, I got I got some people. I got like it's not everyone in this group, but it's a majority, and arguably enough of a majority to sway the group's decisions. So my fuck you is to, or who I'm telling to go fuck themselves, is a handful of SCOTUS judges. And like, come on now,
fuck off.
Look, there are people who are smarter than me, who are more eloquent than me. There are people with birthing people with uteruses, people who can speak to this much better than me. So I'm just going to go to the dumbest mouth breathing thing that I can. Like, this is how my brain works. What happened to minding your fucking business? Like, that was such a big thing for so long. It's like, mind your fucking business. And we should not give a shit what someone wants to do with their genitals, with their clothing, with their loved one, no matter what gender any of them are. It doesn't fucking matter. No one's asking you to get an abortion. They're just saying when people want to do it, let them fucking do it. How fucking hard is that? Stay out of people. And I'm talking, we should be staying out of each other's business way more. But at minimum, we should be out of each other's genitals business. That is definitely, they're literally called private parts because they're not for fucking public conversation. All right? So shut the fuck up about other people. Go fuck yourself if you have opinions on what other people should be doing with their genitals. That is, fuck whoever you want. Do whatever you want with it.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah! Hear, hear.
Thank you.
I agree.
Gabrus!
It's just, at minimum, can't we just mind our own fucking business? Like, at minimum, that should be enough.
Because it is like, y'all gotta focus on your own shit, man.
Right. Yeah.
But of course they're not gonna. They're fucking lunatics.
The amount of news I hear from aunts and uncles about California that's you know what they're doing out in your state? They're letting drag queens teach kayaking. And you're like, what the fuck? Who cares? Every drag queen I've met is one of the smartest, most amazing people I've ever. Have you met a drag queen? Why do you hate them? They fucking rule. They're the least harmless people in the universe.
Yes, they're just spreading joy.
They're just trying to have fun. The art form is about making sure other people have fun. For fuck's sake, people. What do we hate them for? Mind your fucking business. Don't bring your kid to drag queen story time. Fine. They can't go on their own, but let other people do it. Jesus. Fuck, sorry.
No, that's good. Let it go.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabrus.
Yeah. What about you, Betsy?
I mean, that was so good.
It'd be so funny if you're like Taco Bell for getting rid of the Mexican pizza. After that, actual, it'd be such a funny. Hey,
I mean, honestly, I don't have anything really as important.
It doesn't have to be fiery.
I know, but
You're
that was
petty.
so good. And I am, of course, so mad. I'm so mad at that. I hate them. Okay, well, this has been bugging me. Is when Ziplocs don't Ziploc.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
Come
You got
on
two
now.
syllables in your name. You're supposed to do two things.
And you're
Right.
not
Zip
doing
and lock.
either of them. I just got some really nice, like, spinach herb tortillas. And the thing, and they're like, it's resealable, and it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't Ziploc.
Are we talking like the plastic piece ones, or like what kind of zipper?
Yeah, they're
closure are
like
we-
plastic. Where you like pinch it together
Yeah.
and it should lock.
That's very
You
frustrating.
should be able to go like this, but it
Very
doesn't.
frustrating.
We
Yeah.
bought a whole little thing of bags, and it's a bad batch. None of them work or match up, and you have to like
Jesus.
really like. You have to really get them. It sucks.
That's whack.
It's too
fucked
fucked
up.
up, man.
Fuck.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Woo!
I have one, but I'm a little. I like decisive action on my show, despite the fact that I'm the most waffly person in the universe. I want to tell people who aren't taking the pandemic seriously and who aren't wearing masks, who I blame for my 3-year-old getting COVID, which now is all of us having COVID, to go fuck themselves. And I said something in a like joking manner to this effect on social media, and then I got a couple people saying things like, and by the way, like I said it in such a silly way. I said like, to all the people who aren't wearing masks and are acting like the pandemic is over, I hope, what did I say? I hope your underwear always bunches up and you forever have the sensation that your tongue doesn't fit in your mouth. And then I said like, and also go fuck yourselves or something. But someone's like, why would you say something so hateful? Which I was like, I really don't think it's that hateful. Like, why would you say something so hateful? Masks aren't required anywhere. They aren't even required in doctor's offices and dentist offices, which by the way, maybe it's like here they are, but blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, I started thinking about it. Maybe she's right. Like, maybe I shouldn't be go fuck yourself to the people that aren't taking it seriously. Maybe I should just be angry at the leaders who lifted the mandates.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but it. I get it. Especially you're in mid-COVID saga.
Yeah.
You're allowed to feel how you want about it. Like you'll settle. You'll settle your opinion eventually in the long run. But for now, you're allowed to be heated about it.
I
dude.
guess.
You have-
I guess I'm just wondering who really deserves the go fuck yourself, because I feel like, come on, like, duh, we should be wearing masks. Like, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what, Gabrus? Thank you for this reorientation. To all the, you know what? I can spread it around. To all the people who don't care anymore, and to the leaders who don't care anymore, go fuck yourselves.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Take a ride on the train.
Got
Now I love having context for that. That makes it so much
Yeah.
more powerful. Yeah.
But really, I don't know.
It's so
Who-
hard.
I don't know. Maybe it's not fair to be angry at the people who are just like, yeah, I'm just following the rules, and the rules say we don't have to wear masks. So
Yeah, but there were plenty of people when it was clear that this was a big, big danger that was killing a lot of people that were very shruggy about the whole thing.
Fair.
So I don't feel like
That's
any
true.
more downward pressure from leaders really
Right.
made the difference. I mean, there was a lot of mixed messaging, but there are a lot of people that just, even when it was really bad, just royally did not give a crap.
right,
Yeah.
that's true.
Touche.
Right, like the people who are pushing back right now, like, were they taking it seriously when it
Right.
was serious? I don't
Right.
know.
And by the way, those same people, they would say to you, I'm not going to wear a mask just because the government tells me to. But now they say, oh, the government says I don't have to. Well, it's like,
Yeah.
well, you didn't like the government telling you what to do when it was telling you to do something you didn't want to do, but now that they're telling you to do something you want to do, the government's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
They
have
weren't
it
going to
both
wear
ways.
one anyway.
What a
Right.
wild way to live.
Yeah. Seems unsustainable in the long run if you ask
Yeah,
me.
it seems exhausting.
Yeah. I think it's time to say hello and welcome to our new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen.
Patreon. You guys, my Patreon is going off.
Whoa.
A lot of new people. It's wonderful.
Nice.
So I'm not going to have a chance to get through all the names. So if I don't get through all of them this time, I will catch up with them next week. Hello and welcome to Tiffany Schick, Juliet, who signed up for an annual subscription, Ali Noth, Krista Lorenz, Daniel Schweitz, Jamie Leclerc, Candace Donovan, Erica Crickshen, signed up for an annual, Andrew Hunt, Andrew, hi, Melody, signed up for an annual subscription, Betsy Wiles, who I'm going to call Boots, Jody McBride, Adriana Gomez, Danielle Meyer, Kristen Ford, signed up for an annual subscription, Tammy Vale, Nicole, Vanessa K, she's at the texting level. I didn't, you know what, some of the other people may be at the texting level, and I was not
That's fucked
fastidious
up.
about
You better
marking
text
it
them
down.
and say you're sorry.
Yes.
I should. Renee Koppel, annual. Amy Sosa, texting level. Tiffany Schick. Did I already read her name or was that a different? I did. Rihanna Michelle, Liz, and Kathleen Kelly. Okay, anyone that I missed, don't worry. Your name will be read next week. Careful, texter. Thank you. An old story. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for signing up. Remember, sign up for my Patreon. It is fun. And sign up for an annual subscription. You get 2 months free. You guys, this was so much fun. Thank you for joining my show. Tell everyone where they can find you. Plug all your things, please. Gabrus, you go first.
Check out 101 Places to Party Before You Die on Tru TV starting Thursday, July 14th at 10:30 p.m. I am also on the Impractical Jokers episode before that at 10 p.m. with Adam Pally. And then hopefully several more episodes of 101 Places to Party, continuing those Thursdays at 10:30. Dig in and have a summer, won't you?
Oh, that was good.
And
That's
Betsy?
good, Gabrus. Watch Gabrus's show, please. It's going to
Thank
be so
you.
good. I'm so excited. You can check out Duncanville Season 3. All of it's on, about to be on Hulu. It's a fun little show. And then, just follow me at Betsy Sodaro and you'll see other stuff, you know?
Wonderful. And on Patreon, bonus episodes are up with Gabrus, with Betsy, and with Jeff Fox. So if you like all these people, there's bonus stuff with all of them. Jeff, where might we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Colonel Jeff Fox. And I would like to say, watch Gabrus's new show and also watch
Thank you.
Duncanville. Both fantastic shows.
Thank you.
And I would like to say the same.
I love some Duncanville. I was so glad that show got picked up. I just love that show.
Thank
Oh, awesome.
you. Oh, that's so nice. Thanks. That rules.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, seriously, check it out. It's a great, great show.
Yeah, it's all up on Hulu, so check it out.
All of that. And if you like what you're hearing, or even if you don't, make sure you're subscribed, tell your friends, leave us a nice review, click 5 stars, follow me on social media at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. Listen to my other shows, Childish and Upworthy Weekly, and stay safe out there. Thank you guys. Thank you. And listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show?